Imagine loving someone who only brings you pain, and yet you can't walk away. Have you ever wondered why people stay in relationships that destroy them? Today I'm sharing a deeply personal story, one about love that became my greatest punishment. My name is Armand, and I'm 32 years old. I come from a humble, middle-class family where relationships are valued above all else. Growing up, my parents taught me that love requires sacrifice and patience, and that you don't give up on people when things get tough. I believed in this wholeheartedly. I had dreams of building a life filled with love, trust, and understanding. But little did I know, the person I chose to share my life with would turn these dreams into a nightmare I couldn't escape. I've never been one to believe in fairy tales, but I did believe that with the right person, love could be something powerful. But what happens when the love that once felt like a dream becomes a prison, and you're left wondering if you'll ever find the strength to walk away? I've lived it, and it's something I'll never forget. It all started 5 years ago when I met Zara at a wedding. She was everything I thought I wanted. Confident, beautiful, and full of life. She was the center of attention, her laughter lighting up the room. I was instantly drawn to her energy. And when we started talking, I couldn't believe how much we connected. Within weeks, we were inseparable. Zara had a way of making me feel special, like I was the only person that mattered. But as the months passed, her vibrant personality began to show a darker side. The first time I saw this side of her was during a small disagreement. I had forgotten to call her back one evening, and she was furious. She accused me of not caring enough and being unreliable. Her words stung, but I brushed it off as a misunderstanding. After all, no relationship is perfect, right? But I didn't realize that this small disagreement was a glimpse into something far more dangerous. This was the first sign that Zara's love would come with conditions, and those conditions would soon control every part of my life. Over time, these arguments became more frequent and intense. Zara started questioning everything I did. If I was late from work, she assumed I was lying about where I had been. If I spent time with my friends, she accused me of not prioritizing her. At first, I brushed it off. I thought, this is just a phase. She loves me, and she's just afraid of losing me. But as her jealousy grew, so did my fears. I began to adjust my life around her, canceling plans with friends, ignoring calls from family, and always being available to cater to her emotions. I even stopped pursuing my hobbies and interests, thinking it would make her feel more secure. But nothing worked. Zara's doubts were like an unshakable storm that never passed. The more I tried to ease her fears, the more she demanded, and the more she tore me down emotionally. Eventually, I found myself walking on eggshells, trying not to provoke her, second-guessing every word I said and fearing the next argument. I couldn't remember the last time I had felt at peace. One evening, after another heated argument, Zara broke down in tears. She apologized for her behavior, saying, "I only act this way because I love you so much. I'm scared of losing you." Her vulnerability tugged at my heart. I thought, she's just scared. She loves me, and that's why she gets so upset. If I can just be more understanding, things will get better. I wanted so badly to believe her. Maybe it was the insecurity I was beginning to feel in myself, or maybe it was the fear of being alone, but I stayed. I told myself that love was worth the sacrifice. I just had to be patient, and eventually, things would settle. But deep inside, I knew I was lying to myself. The breaking point came when I discovered Zara had been messaging another man. When I confronted her, she turned it around on me, accusing me of being overly suspicious and insecure. She said, "If you trusted me, you wouldn't even ask me about this." I felt the blood rush to my head, and my heart sank. How could this happen? I thought. I had given her everything, and she was betraying me in such a brutal way. But her response was nothing short of shocking. She blamed me for pushing her into this, for being controlling, for suffocating her. Suddenly, everything felt like it was unraveling. All my doubts, my suspicions, everything I had ignored now felt like undeniable truths. I was suffocating in this relationship, and the love that once felt so liberating was now chains holding me down. I realized something I had been denying for so long. I wasn't just emotionally drained. I was broken. There were nights when I would sit alone in the dark, questioning everything. I felt like a shadow of the person I used to be. I had lost my confidence, my sense of self-worth, and even my ability to trust my own judgment. I remember one particular night, staring at myself in the bathroom mirror. My reflection looked hollow, tired eyes, unkempt hair, and a defeated expression. Tears streamed down my face as I whispered to myself, "What have I become? Why can't I walk away?" But every time I thought of leaving, something inside me held me back. The fear of being alone, the fear of admitting I had failed, and the hope that Zara would change kept me stuck. I couldn't shake the belief that maybe, just maybe, things would get better if I stuck it out. But the emotional scars were real. Every insult, every tear, every manipulation felt like a knife to the heart. And still, I stayed. My family began to notice the changes in me. My mother once said, "Armand, you don't seem like yourself anymore. You're always so quiet and distant. Is everything okay?" I lied, saying I was just stressed about work. I didn't want them to know the truth. I was too ashamed to admit how broken I'd become. Even my closest friends started drifting away. They couldn't understand why I stayed in a relationship that was clearly destroying me. One friend said, "Armand, you deserve so much better. Why are you doing this to yourself?" I wanted to scream. If it were that simple, I would have left long ago. But instead, I kept quiet, smiling through the pain, pretending everything was fine, and holding on to the hope that things would change. Eventually, I reached a point where I knew I couldn't go on like this. I tried to talk to Zara about how her behavior was affecting me. I told her I felt trapped, unhappy, and emotionally drained. For a moment, she seemed to understand. She promised to change, to work on her insecurities, and to treat me better. I wanted to believe her so badly, but deep down, I knew nothing would change. Even now, I find myself stuck in the cycle of hope and heartbreak. Some days I feel strong enough to leave, and on others, the fear of being alone keeps me rooted in place. Why do we stay in toxic love? Is it the fear of starting over? The hope that things will get better? Or the belief that we don't deserve anything more? If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let us know in the comments if you've ever been in a similar situation, or how you found the strength to move on. Your story might help someone else take the first step toward healing.